Hi, my name is Todd Ramsey. I am the CCO, Chief Creative Officer, and one of the co-founders of Yeti Farm. I actually started this company, Yeti Farm, when we lived in Vancouver. It was at the time when my daughter was born, and so one of us kind of had to be there, be at home and do the early pickups from daycare and everything. So I had a friend that worked for an advertising agency, and he offered me a job, and it was a ridiculous amount of money, like a lot higher than you get paid doing commercial animation. And so I jumped at that opportunity, and I did that job for him, and then I decided like I really want to work in more of a like commercial advertising space. But it was really hard to find work. It was a really big hustle, but the projects that would come in were really good, and it allowed me to have some more time. So in order to start up that business and do that freelance work, I needed to have a GST number and everything like that. So that's when I started up Yeti Farm. We didn't really get our start until we moved to Kelowna. It was always just me in my basement, right? And once we moved to Kelowna, we had an opportunity with Electronic Arts. We had a friend that worked there that we've worked with previously in animation, because both Ashley and I had worked in animation in Vancouver for about 15 years up to that point. And so we had a friend call us, and he said, I want to take some work out of Prague and bring it to BC. You know, he had a just special place in his heart for BC and wanted to help the economy here and the industry as well. And it was all motion capture stuff for video games, which I had no idea how to do any of that at the time. And he said, don't worry, we'll send someone here to train you. We just took that chance. We found a space, like a 1,000 square foot space, and we hired 5 people straight out of Cato, and we got rolling on that. And then at that time, there was a regional tax credit introduced, which I think gave an extra 10% back on labor costs, just being outside of the Lower Mainland. And the studios in Vancouver were aware of this, and they knew that Ashley and I were already here, and we were established here, and we had this little company with like 5 people. And that's when we were approached by Atomic Cartoons in Vancouver, and we signed a 3-year deal with them. And then that's when we really started getting going and built from 5 people up to 40. And we were in the same building. We just kept knocking down walls and growing. And that was sort of the start of everything. And that would have been, I guess, 2010, 2011 when we got that space and really started making things happen. I was just playing around with 2 words to describe our company, and to me, like, the Yeti describes the creativity, the mythical creature that, you know, some think exists. Maybe it does, I don't know, but it just sort of describes the imagination side of things. And the farm, for one, Ashley grew up on a farm, and to me it represents hard work. And so I think those are the 2 things, like, we're just hardworking, creative people. I think that is probably the best way to describe Yeti Farm. The 3 shows that we're doing right now are more 2D shows. So it's like traditional pencil and paper animation, but you know, that's being replaced, and mostly because of the cost of production. There was that time when everything going overseas, and to keep it here in North America, you know, we were using software like Flash, Adobe Flash, and now it's Toon Boom Harmony, and it just saves a lot of time, and we can create the animation faster and take shortcuts, but still maintain that same quality. So I think it brings the cost down, and we're able to actually keep the jobs here as opposed to farming them out overseas. A big part of what we do, I would say 80% of our work is animation specific. So with 3 shows going on right now, DNA's, Hotel Transylvania, and Pete the Cat, most of our teams consist of animation. So an animator just using the software to create the animation, and there's so many different areas in animation, from writing to storyboards, and we're trying to get more and more into the pre-production stuff, so we're doing more of that. Pete the Cat is the first show where we have a design department here. We're doing background designs, we're doing character designs, post-production, so we are taking on bigger parts of the pipeline, making it a little more diverse that way. The more that we grow, the more these little groups of people that have similar interests start to form. Like, people are going out, you know, after work on a Friday to the bar and bringing their sketchbooks and you know, really drawing and creating that bond, and it's really great. We have a skate club now where kids are going skateboarding at lunch. I say kids, they're all, you know, grown up adults now, but you know, they're doing these things together and really bonding well, and it's nice to see. Animation is so diverse as far as personalities go. I mean, there's a lot of introverts, extroverts, like there's such a range of personality, and it's crazy. And there might be like someone that's really quiet in an interview, they don't interview very well, but they're, you know, they quietly work away and do a really good job and create really nice stuff. And then you might have that animator that comes in with 15 years experience, has a huge ego, but they're very difficult to work with because they argue everything. Personally, I really like to see fresh talent. Like, I'd rather hire someone that I can work with and I can teach and train and open to learning, as opposed to somebody that knows it all, obviously, right? And I even find that someone that has past experience working at McDonald's or Starbucks or whatever they've done, it's a job, and they kind of understand that work ethic and passion. I can really see it in a lot of students, that they're passionate about the industry and they want to make this a living. Anyone interested in working at Yeti Farm, I think the main thing is just showcasing a really good portfolio, whether it's a demo reel, and if you don't have any animation, just some of your best artwork on an Instagram account or a Tumblr account, or, I mean, the days of just coming by with a paper portfolio really doesn't happen anymore. So yeah, just come up with some of your best artwork to showcase and show it to us, and also an amazing personality.